So before we get into the Blues news, we're going to talk about two trades and a signing that happened in this past week. First of all, probably the biggest trade of the two. The Anaheim Ducks acquired defenseman and captain of the New York Rangers, Jacob Trouba, in exchange for 25-year-old defenseman Urho Vakanainen and a conditional 2025 fourth-round pick. We don't know the condition on the draft pick yet. But yeah, Trouba goes to Anaheim. New York forced him out. There was rumors he was going to get traded this summer. He turned down a trade to the Detroit Red Wings, and they end up moving him early in the season here. We knew that this was his last year as a Ranger no matter what. They made that very clear to the public and to Jacob Trouba. It was just a matter of whether it was before the deadline or at the deadline or this summer. But this was going to be his last season starting as a New York Ranger. So he's now in Anaheim. He's played one game, looked pretty good, had 5 hits. That's what he's known for. One of the dirtiest players in the league, in my opinion, but he plays hard, and I respect that. He's out there trying to injure people, though, from what I've seen.
Kadri number 1?
No, he's toned it down. Trouba, you'd have to watch after this, Nick Walk. You got to go watch, like, Jacob Trouba highlights. They're all just hits that are like I can respect a good big hit, but almost every hit he throws, you're kind of like,
was that necessary?
Was that legal? Like, he's kind of right on the border. But yeah, I think this is a trade, though, that works for both teams. The Rangers obviously wanted to get rid of that money on their books in Jacob Trouba so that they could extend superstar goalie Igor Shesterkin, which we will talk about in a moment. But they get that money off the books. They get a good young defenseman in Vakanainen, and they also get a 4th-round pick, which probably isn't much. Could become a 3rd, I think, is the condition on there. And the Ducks bolster their blue line. They now have the 2 I believe, hit leaders from last season's NHL slate in Radko Gudas and Jacob Trouba.
You think they'll try to up each other? They'll make some bets?
Probably. Yeah, probably. But yeah, so that was the first trade. The other trade, kind of an interesting one. The Colorado Avalanche acquired goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood and forward Giovanni Smith.
I saw this.
From the San Jose Sharks in exchange for one-time star goalie, Alex Georgiev and prospect Nikolai Kovalenko. He hasn't always been terrible, but he has the last 2 years.
I literally just watched the video because they're not even playing the new goalie, the Wedgwood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, once Blackwood plays, that'll be the 6th different goaltender.
They got both woods, like Wedgwood, Blackwood.
They have Wedgwood, Blackwood, and they have a forward named Miles Woods. So they're just getting all the woods. Also, Wedgwood and Blackwood were the tandem for a while in New Jersey while they were still rebuilding. So they reconnect as a cool 1 and 2 in Colorado. Yeah, kind of got to be fun to get together with an old friend in that way. Yeah, but I think once Blackwood plays, that will be the 6th goaltender in just 28 or some odd games that has played for the Colorado Avalanche this season.
That's crazy.
So they're looking good offensively. Defensively, kind of struggling. The goaltending's been horrible, so they're throwing it all out the window, just trying to reset.
Honestly, this kind of sucks for the Blues because they look better with the new goalie and the backup.
Do. Yep, and of course, while they've been struggling so far this year, we have not played them yet. So I could be mistaken. I believe we play them 4 times within like a 2-month span. So that's going to be tough. But yeah, I think good trade for both teams. I understand the shakeup from Colorado's point of view. From San Jose's point of view, I personally wouldn't have done it. Getting a proven number 1 goalie while he's had a bad 2 years, though, is a good thing to get. And worst case, this is the last year of his deal. So you could trade him again at the deadline or let him walk. Yeah. And they pick up Nikolai Kovalenko, 25-year-old forward. This is technically his rookie year, so he's kind of a late bloomer, but he looked really good on the Avalanche so far. Also, Kovalenko, little tidbit, his father played for the Colorado Avalanche in the 90s, he was traded to Montreal for other starting goaltender Patrick Waugh. So kind of weird that he follows in his dad's footsteps by getting drafted by Colorado and then getting traded by Colorado for a starting goalie. But yeah, he made his season debut for the Sharks last night. I think he had a couple shots. He looked okay. Obviously, it's got to be weird.
He's also playing for the Sharks.
Yeah, that's true. And I think he was on their third line, so kind of tough. But I think, he could be a player that is a good depth piece for them as they start to add some talent. So pretty good. Last thing before the Blues games this past week, we mentioned the Rangers wanted to free up salary in order to sign Igor Shesterkin, which they did. Nick can give us a quick NBA comparison because NHL players make no money in comparison. But Igor Shesterkin, superstar goaltender for the New York Rangers, has signed an 8-year, $92 million extension.
Like a role player.
Which carries a cap hit of $11.5 million for the next 8 years. Nick Walk, that's like sixth man on a bad team in the NBA, right?
At least, yeah. I'm thinking like ninth man, 10th.
It's all right. They're going to get the marketing department going in the next few years here.
Dude, people have to I think hockey will pick up.
I think it will.
People are getting sick of NBA. All they do is chuck up threes. Everyone thinks they're Steph Curry. So.
Yeah, I saw, not to completely turn the subject to basketball, but I did see the other night, was it Memphis and Boston? The two teams combined went like 21 for 104 from three. And I was just like, what?
I forgot the average, but like everyone's shooting like 20 more threes on average than like 10 years ago.
It's fucking wild, dude.
It's also stupid. The star players never play.
You know what, though? I'd rather see everyone chuck up threes than just repeated fucking foul calls, even though they still do that. But if I had to choose
both.
They're
both in the game.
Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather fucking role players start taking granny shots from half court.
I just have a question, though. Imagine, you're about to watch a game, and, you click on it, and right when you start, they name, 2 star players sitting out. Would you watch the game?
Nope.
I remember I don't really watch it anymore, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch New York for someone. And, it's the Suns, and Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal were sitting out. Towns are like, all right, I'll go to a different game. I'll watch the Hornets. LaMelo Ball's sitting out, and it's every night. It's like that. They sit out.
Yeah, there's got to be a major culture shift coming for the NBA. Because I won't lie to you, obviously, growing up watching hockey, that shit just doesn't happen. And if I were to be an NBA GM, I wouldn't stand for it.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Not to sound like a hard ass, I don't care who you are. I would call LeBron and AD's agent in the same day and be like, hey, if they don't play in the next week, I'm buying them both out.
You know what's funny about that? They actually play more than the average of their stars.
Yeah, I have seen. LeBron in particular has been playing a lot this year.
I know, and he's 40.
But yeah, dude, Embiid, I know he's battling injuries. I don't give a fuck I do not care if you are our franchise center.
Oh, he's gone.
Key to the process. I'm calling your agent and being like, listen, if he doesn't play at least 50 games this year, I'm buying him out in the summer. I don't give a shit.
One of the funniest is the Bucks. You've heard of Chris Middleton?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's playing 5-on-5 practice or whatever, and that was a month ago, and he's still not back. And they're like, he just doesn't feel ready. You're paying him to play. Dog? He doesn't feel comfortable.
I know it's two completely different animals we're talking about, but bro, I was talking to you and Ian about it. Fucking Tom Wilson takes a puck off the face. His face looked like this, and he missed one shift.
Yeah.
One shift.
That's why.
Now, he did miss their last game because it turns out he fractured his sinus bone in his cheek or whatever. But I guarantee he'll throw a cage on and play tonight or tomorrow whenever the Caps play. I guarantee it. And he's only making $7 million.
That's crazy how much less they make. All right, let's get to the Blues because we could talk about that topic all day.
We could. We'll do one of these slow weeks, or maybe during the Four Nations tournament when there's no actual NHL hockey. We should just go on a fucking sports comparison rant. I think that'd be so
blame
great.
the NBA. I hate them.
Yeah, love it. Or fucking MLB too. The fucking Juan Soto contract. Holy shit, dude! I'm just saying.
How
Right?
much he make? I don't even know.
It was 753 million for 15 years, and he's 20. What is he? 26. 753 divided by 15, $50.2 million a year. And all I'm saying is, right?
That's actually not as bad. The year, 15 years is crazy, but
Yeah.
that's like the NHL quarterback contract.
Well, also too, I'm not a baseball guy, but you know damn well he's going to be their DH in like 3 years, and that's all he's going to do.
That is true. Baseball, you can play a lot longer than.
You can, but my argument to Teddy, which he agreed with, as you guys may know, Teddy's a big baseball guy, works for the Cardinals. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Ian can cut it if there's a problem with it. But my argument was, I'm not a baseball player. I like to think I have pretty decent athletic ability. Nick can probably attest. We grew up as just natural athletes, I think. If he's worth 753 million, I'm worth at least one. You know what I mean? I'm worth $1 million. Put me in the outfield.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'll make a few catches. I'm not gonna bat for shit. I'll have a negative batting average somehow.
Oh no, in the baseball, it's
I'll
like
catch
the hardest
balls
thing.
in the fucking outfield. I just don't get it. Anyways, end of the rant. We'll get into that probably February during the Four Nations. But for the Blues, they were coming off they are coming off the Western Canada road trip that we mentioned in the last episode. They went and stole a game against the second place Winnipeg Jets. They win that one 4-1.
Jets are kind of falling though, right?
They are still a good record. They beat Boston 8-1 yesterday.
Boston kind of sucks though.
Yeah. You can say falling. Winnipeg in their last 10 is 4-6. But I think if you ask any GM, or if you told any GM, hey, you're going to win 21 of your first 30 games, they'd be okay with it. So Jets are sliding a little bit, but they're fine.
I just saw Minnesota took over.
They did. Yeah. Minnesota's playing really good hockey right now. But yeah, so the Blues go in and steal a game on the road against the Jets. Really good game from both sides. Just kind of edged them out there. And then they go into Calgary and win 4-3. That was a fairly easy game by the looks of it. And then Saturday night in Edmonton, they lose 4-2. They were down, I think we were down 3-1 at one point.
It was 3-0. It was 3-0.
Yeah. And
Bro, you see that one goal by Edmonton? Like, it was like perfect passing.
Oh yeah, dude, they're sick.
I watched that play. I'm like, that's kind of like what you want. That's like the perfect play.
Yeah, that I think that was their first goal, the little tip in by Corey Perry.
I don't know what it is. I just remember they like passed it back, and then I think Nurse to someone.
Yeah, dude, they're so fun to watch, especially on the power play. You put one less guy out there on defense, they just skate circles around people.
Yeah, that's why overtime with Edmonton would be impossible.
Oh yeah,
you better win that draw.
Yeah. Because you're not touching the puck if you don't. But yeah, so they lose 4-2 in Edmonton, which, I mean, it's fine. Edmonton's playing well. You can't expect to win all four on a homestand or on a road trip, especially through Western Canada. But we battled back in that game. Kind of a soft goal by Binnington at the end there to seal it, 4-2 for the Oilers. But I thought we played well, especially being down 3-1 at one point. We battled hard, and we weren't able to tie the game, obviously. But I thought it was a good effort on the road, so... and then last night, they go into Vancouver and win 4-3 in overtime as Dylan Holloway continues to look like the best Blues acquisition since the Ryan O'Reilly trade.
That's my guy, and I called it.
I got to get you a jersey with his name on it.
You know what's cool about that? I remember I was reading the comments, and since he played on the Oilers the year before, he's scoring on them.
Yep. Yeah, he did score a goal in that game. He scored the overtime winner last night, which, speaking of, we just mentioned how you better win the draw against Edmonton. I think we scored, or Holloway scored that goal in overtime last night, like a minute and 42 seconds in. I don't think Vancouver touched the puck.
Yeah.
we had one shot that Demko saved, and it was Demko's first game in almost a year. He actually looked pretty good. But we had one shot that Demko saved, but we won the only two faceoffs in overtime, and I don't think they touched the puck other than the save Demko made.
Hey, how mad would you be if you were a Canucks fan? What was it, Susie? Is that who it was? Who just like
Yeah,
didn't hit? He just didn't go towards him.
yeah. I don't know what he was thinking. I guess like you're trying to cover that pass, but you can tell when a guy has that much speed coming down the wing. Like,
There was a,
yeah, I don't really know. Susie's a good defenseman too.
I
Just
know he is, but
a little brain fart there on his part. Um, but yeah, he'll remember the name next time he sees Holloway coming down the wing. He'll know I got to step into this guy. I got to take his space away because, dude, he danced him.
yeah.
So yeah, that was a great game. Before we film the next episode, because we'll try and do it Wednesday again next week, the Blues will come home for one game against the San Jose Sharks. I expect a win in that one. Not only are the Sharks bad, even though they've been playing well lately, they obviously have a few new additions coming in via trade, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that be Alex Georgiev's first game in a Sharks uniform, and hopefully it's a fat loss on the road to the St. Louis Blues. They'll then go to Dallas for one game. I expect a loss there.
Yikes.
Not trying to be cynical, but Saturday night in Dallas, probably going to get shit on. And then they come home against two Eastern Conference teams in the struggling New York Rangers, who should probably fire their coach and trade everybody else right now. And then they'll play the New Jersey Devils at home to round out that season series as well. So some fun games coming up in the next week. After that, they'll go on a quick 3-game road trip to Tampa Bay, Florida, and Detroit.
Jeez, that's a hard schedule.
Busy schedule, yeah. Back-to-back, too, against the Lightning and Panthers on the road.
Oh, yeah.
So you're almost guaranteed to lose one of those. But, yeah, I think we're playing well right now. We mentioned at the very end of the last episode a bet that me and Teddy had. We officially established the bet. He's not here to say it. And I threw the little piece of paper away that I wrote it down on. So forgive me, Nick, if I skew the numbers slightly. We bet...
It's not between me. It's between you two.
I know, but correct me if I'm wrong. The line was set at 32.5 wins for the rest of the season for the St. Louis Blues. And Teddy took the over. I took the under. I'm a little more cynical, I guess. That would put the Blues record, I think, at 46 something and something we determined, which would probably be good enough to make the playoffs, but we'd have to see what the teams ahead of us look like. So now that the bet is officially established, I just want to say, since we made the bet, the Blues are 4-0 or 4-1. So
yeah, that's funny.
it looks good. It looks good for Teddy. We'll see. 32 games is a lot. Blues are currently sitting at 14, 13, and 2, which doesn't sound good, but if you look at where we were a month ago, we're playing very well right now.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's all we got for this week, folks. I'm going to try and have Teddy here next week. Probably do it Wednesday again, so no promises. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Keep watching the shorts. Hopefully Ian's editing team can keep putting the little Minecraft speedrun videos at the bottom, because I think that's what gets most of our views. Yeah.
I hate that shit. That shit's so distracting.
Yep. Not for the little kids, though. They love it. It's bad. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, folks. Sorry for the delayed episode. We'll be back on track this week and next. So have a great week, folks. Happy Holloways.